In this video, I'm going to talk about why my wife and I plan to never retire and what we're doing instead. It's all kind of built around having a sense of purpose and not letting that go away. And I'll give you an example. So my wife is a public school teacher, been teaching for many, many years. And before that, she was a nanny for 5 years. Plus, we've raised 3 kids. We have 3 teenagers right now. The oldest is on his way to college in a couple months, and the other 2 are close behind. So every single day, her life has been helping people, helping our kids, helping her kids in the classroom, helping parents of those kids. Every day, she has a sense of purpose. She has people that rely on her and that need her, and she enjoys that. It gives her a reason to get up, right? Between our kids and her job. But she also is getting to the age, she's in her early 50s right now. And she was like, I don't know if I want to work in a classroom till I'm 65. Like, I feel like I want to do some other things. So she finally decided that she's going to retire from public teaching when she's 57 or 58. And that is right around the time that our youngest will graduate high school. But she knows she wants to do something else. She wants to have a sense of purpose. So we started brainstorming ideas. She really loves the arts. So she loves pottery, candle making, painting, soap making, flower arrangement. And so she's like, I think I would love kind of doing something like that and helping people do that as well. So we decided that that would be the perfect business for her, because she will still be able to get up and have a group of people that rely on her, a community that she builds on YouTube, online, where she's now helping this new group of people, encouraging this group of people, whatever niche she ends up going into. And she loves it. It excites her, right? It excites her knowing that she's going to have something after she officially retires from her 9-to-5. I've already done it. I didn't do it willingly. My photography business, I had a photography business for 15 years that got completely leveled during the pandemic. It was wedding photography business. So 2020 hit and there were no more weddings. I lost 95% of my income that year, 65% of my income the following year. It was rough. And I talk about it in another video, and I'm sure I'll talk about it more in future videos. So I started an online business out of desperation because it was the only way I could try to make any money during the pandemic, and, had some ups and downs, but I built this business and I found that I had a new group of people to help, and I loved it. And so we ended up selling that business to get out of debt from credit cards that we had charged up during the pandemic. But we had learned so much during the process that we started 2 more businesses in the education and parenting space. Okay. And we started those with a much better plan. And we knew that they were going to be part of our retirement plan. So we were going to sell those businesses when our youngest kid got like graduation age. But we knew when we sold those businesses coming up here in a few years, again, I'm going to want something to do. I'm going to need a new group of people to help, a reason to show up. My kids are going to be gone doing whatever it is that they do. I'm not going to want to really go back to a job where I work, hours and 9-to-5 and where I have to be somewhere at a specific time. But I do know that I love photography. I love music. I have a few other hobbies. So I already know a couple years before we sell our online businesses that we're building now, I will slowly build up a business that is an income. So when I, sell those businesses and my wife retires, we will have 2 new incomes with 2 new groups of people to help and places to show up to. And I think it's that's why we called the channel Retiring Our Way. Because it's not the traditional way. But one of the reasons that I love it is, you hear all the news media hype of, Social Security going away and this and that. And yes, it's not going away completely, but there are changes that have to be made in the next 10 years. Whether that's you have to work a couple more years, or maybe your benefits are a little lower. I think it's going to be a combination of a few different things like that, but I don't want to have to worry about it. And by building online businesses and doing this our way and having this sense of purpose and a reason to show up in a community that we show up to and talk with and encourage and help, we don't have to worry what happens with Social Security, because we are going to have this kind of forever income. And even though we'll have our retirement savings, right, we won't have to worry about if the stock market dips 20% in a year. It has a bad year, right? It won't matter as much, because retiring our way means always having an income and a reason that we're showing up. You know, I don't want to be one of these people. I have family members. I told this story once before. I have an aunt who's no longer with us, passed away many, many years ago. But growing up as a teenager, it was inspiring to see, because she was a nurse her whole life, lived in San Francisco in a rough neighborhood, but in her mid-80s would go grocery shopping. She would go to the bakery. She would walk around her neighborhood in the Mission of San Francisco, the Mission District. And her sense of purpose, the reason I think that she stayed so young and active, is every single weekday she walked down to the hospital and donated time in the children's wing. That was her sense of purpose. So even though she officially retired from her job, she never really retired from doing something that she enjoyed. She wasn't just sitting around the house. I have other family members who ended up retiring and then aging very, very quickly, because after the excitement of retirement wore off, they just kind of sat around. They didn't know what to do. They didn't have something to look forward to every day that was consistent. And I honestly think that it contributed to the fast aging of a few of these family members. And it was sad to watch. So that's why my wife and I will never officially retire. We're going to retire our way. And one of the, I had mentioned this before, but one of the things that I plan on doing on this channel, just to kind of keep myself busy, is I want to help and encourage people here who want to build an online business. And I want to do something that I wish was around when I started my first online business. And that's why I'm going to build a business from scratch live on this channel to $3,000 a month income. And you can watch the whole process. And I'll leave a link to the playlist below once it starts. I'm starting that entire process in a week. And I hope you subscribe and come back. And yeah, thanks for watching.